Hello there, everybody. It's HeroicLegend here. It's been a while since we've been on the bus, but we've been on a train, so now we go back to the bus. Anyway, this is kind of a refresher course on what's been going on. So, if you don't know, I've completed the most recent Kanto number 8, I believe. Yeah, Kanto number 8. The Sundered Witnessing. I went through the Walpurgis Night, and now we're at the Spring Cultivation. I still have some things left to do in terms of missions for this, which I do kind of want to do for the free stuff. But also, I'm at the end part where I can just keep repeating. Right now, for my team for that, we have the almost full Hisui pack. Hisui. Hey Shao. The Hey Shao. The Hey Shao. Hang on. Hang on. Hey Shao. The Hey Shao pack. I don't know why I kept calling it Hisui. So the Hey Shao pack, the Sea Branch, the Mao Adept, the Mao, the Yu. Yeah, mostly those. We are missing old boy over here. Once I am close to possibly getting it. So we have a couple of things we can do. We can keep repeating this, or we can go through a mirror dungeon. But first, I kind of want to go through a little bit of what's like all the updates that have been going on. So first off, you see that the teams are now. First off, we got a lot more slots. It's a lot easier to customize and get rid of stuff. So I'm just going to use this as a big example, right? I want this to be my... Oh, yeah. Bam. Right, so back to Team 1. What's a good one? What's a good one? So I go to Yi-Sang, right? So you see there's a bunch of I can go through all the characters. I could just look at them all literally right here, and then they show me what are my best ones for each, like, what are my highest tiered ones, etc., etc. I can select what little things I want to sort by: level, uptime, rarity, name, speed, defense level, all that good stuff. Their skill types, their affinity types, and their keywords, which is probably what I'd be doing more. So let's say I want to go for a combo team of like charge and rupture, let's say, right? So these are all my rupture skins, these are all my charge skins, etc. So for Yi-Sang, let's go charge, rupture, sinking, right? Bam. So for Yi-Sang, he only has one skin where it has both charge and rupture. So he would be going his W Corp, and then we go around picking what he needs. So he has Dimension Shredder. I finally got it. Thank you, Jamer. Of course, we always go for Sun Shower because it's just good. For his Tef and his Zane, we have some options here. Fourth Match Flame is just good because it just inflicts burn. And we just inflict burn too. Or we can stick with this, which paralyzes and grants Blunts and Sloth protection. We need to, I think, upgrade it twice for? Yeah, or once. Right? We go for this. Bam! Yi-Sang Sun. So we go to Faust. And we see what identities Faust has with that same thing. Ruptures, charge, sinking. Right? So this one is just charge. This one is just rupture, I believe. Yeah. You know, we can look at the passives. So yeah, when an ally with the fastest speed inflicts rupture, gain 1 offense level up, stuff like that. So this might be better. We also have the 7 Association, which just gives Rupture and a couple of beneficial effects. With the passive being an ally with the fastest speed, deals more damage based on the target's Rupture when blah blah blah. If we were going for a more charge-focused one, we could go for this, where the ally with the least charge count kills an enemy, they gain extra charge count. We have her W Corp skin, which I believe is just charge, but also has some pretty decent debuffs attached to it too. And the ally with the lowest max HP gains 1 extra charge count. So, simple. Super simple. We also have the Lobo Corp Remnant, which I believe is Rupture Poise, actually. With the passive of the ally with the lowest max HP gains, it's okay. This will more be one of the ones we fight with, but this is also a possibility for a Rupture Poise side of things. So if we swap it around, yeah. So if we wanted to go for more of a mix, in truth, Faust is probably going to be mostly towards the Rupture end of things rather than the charge. It is better, the Malbranch, right? And of course, if she ever gets out, Fluid Sac is the easiest. I actually prefer Hex Nail, but there are a couple of other good ones. If you wanted to go for Lasso's pretty good if you're going for a Rupture team. You know, if the target is staggered or defeated, inflict an extra Rupture count against random enemies. Again, Nail is just kind of good, because 10% for every negative status effect on this unit, which means if Faust has been tanking a lot, or has been taking hits. I really like Fluid Sac. I wouldn't want to change it up too much. We'll stick with Lasso. Going to Donnie. We go Charge, Rupture, Sinking. She has no real sinking, so we would go with the In the Name of Love and Hate, because this is a unique form of charge. Good passive and etc. We would slap on, I believe it's Red Sheet for her. Yeah, it would be Red Sheet. Although Telepult is really good with the charging aspect. It's up in the air for either of these two. For the Tef, there's always, well, of course we can go for the Wall. There's always Lifetime Soup, which can kind of help. Or the Wishing Karen, which deals Tremor, and this thing also gives Poise. So there's that. There's Electric Screaming. Another good charge one, so if you wanted to go for Red Sheet, you could also go for Electric Screaming to still give her some charge. Moving on to Roshu, for terms of identities, we're going to once again charge, Rupture, Sinking. She has no real sinking. She does have Rupture and charge. So you'd be looking at passives more, because she might not be on the team with that. Just turn an ally with the fastest speed gains 2 extra haste next turn. It's okay. I believe the W Corp is only, yeah, but it also gives charge barrier, which is okay-ish. The passives are what we're looking for. An ally with the max lowest HP defeats an enemy, they gain 3. So this kind of fits in more with the idea of what we would want to go for with a combo team like this. And she probably would not be used, but I kind of like the universal of the Heishao pack. On top of that, we have her Zane, which I like using over the other one, just because this gives... it's a sinking one, yeah, but I mostly like the gain 3 random, you know. But if we were just going for straight up, take them out, Fragile's really good. Yeah. Of course, Contempt and Awe. Blind Obsession, because I believe that gives Poise and Charge. And then Red Eyes Open, because it binds. And if we had the thing unlocked. Well, we could just keep on with the things linked to it. We can just go through all of them first, and then we go through the egos. So we go for Charge, Rupture, Sinking. So we have some options here. I believe the Sync Association is a little bit better because it gives us Poise as well. That's another possible one where we could go Poise Rupture, because then we could go Rupture, Poise, Charge, and we would need, I think, 3 unique identities that would have each, right? So these 3 would already count for Rupture, but then these 2 would count for Charge, while he would count for Poise, which means we could do a little bit more finagling because we have 7 slots now, right? So the other option is we go for the Desi Association, which I believe is pure sinking, which does limit us, but it is also just a powerful one straight up. We'll go with this for now. Another option would have been the Rhino Pack, because the Rhino Pack is Charge and Bleed, which is another unique thing. He would still go for these 3, completing the Charge aspect of things, but he would also introduce a new thing of Bleed, which we're not caring for right now. Poise is, I would argue, the easiest to stack on for things, so we're going to stick with the Sync Association for now. Moving on to Hung Lu. Hung Lu has, I believe, it's Rupture and Poise. So once again, we're sticking with the Rupture idea here. But he also has Poise, so he goes for all of them for Rupture, but only him for Poise, which again, it still lets us access more things. Because if we put down Poise as well, we have the Office Rep as well. But we're going to go for the Lord of Hung Yuan. For Heathcliff, I think Heathcliff is going to be pure support here. Don't get me wrong, the Rabbit Corp has Charge, but also has Ammo and Bleed, which we're not doing right now. Peckwood Hunter is one that has Bleed and Poise, which is another interesting way we could have gone. Wild Hunt, I believe, is pure sinking, so that wouldn't be for the best. And 7 Association is pure Rupture. So we probably won't be using him all that much, if I'm being honest. So he would be more a support role, so we go for the Rabbits, because the Rabbit has fast speed deals extra pierce. We do have some piercing. I believe Yi Sang has some piercing, so we go for Rabbit Corp. Going on to Ishmael. Ishmael has Poise Rupture, so that would complete Poise, right? And that would also have more to Rupture, but we're also at 5 slots for our main thing, so we can either go for Ishmael for more Rupture, or we can diverge a little bit here, because we have Bleed and Burn, Bleed and Poise. No, wait, I believe she's a Bleed and Burn one, so now it's an option here, but we're going to go to the actual, so this is where the sinking part comes in, right? Now, I believe the Molar Works does have sinking Tremor. Okay, that's kind of not what we wanted. Sinking Charge. So this is another one that we can also use for this, but it's a little bit dangerous, which is why I don't like using it, right? But now we have Charge, Sinking, and we have Poise. So we can get a Poise Sinking, which would be a little bit too hard to manage right now. That could help out. We could also just go for pure sinking as well. We're trying to make the most of the unique things here, right? So if possible, we want 2 that focus on one thing, 1 that focuses on one and another thing, another 2 that focus, and then another 1 that can kind of help bridge the gaps, if possible. Only if possible. There are a lot of interesting combinations you can go with here. An interesting combination for me right now is that I am actually being told by my laptop that it needs a restart. You prick. Okay, so we're going to stick with this because we want the sinking aspect right now. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these 2 would be our only Poise, which is the problem. But the Poise thing doesn't super matter, because we can always just get Poise naturally. Or if we wanted to, we could swap and go for Poise Rupture. These 3 be Charge. Rodian would just be our only sync. And, you know, we're trying to get out some of the bigger beaters on the field with some for support. So again, we're gonna try charge. We're gonna try sinking. So we have again one more slot. So if possible, we're looking for sinking and poise. Right? So we have Sinclair. And funny enough, I think Sinclair actually has a sinking poise skin. Yeah. So, funny enough, Sinclair Mariachi goes on this team now. Because now we have poise, sinking, charge, and bam. Unique team. Otis now becomes support. So we would check the ones that could match this. Clash Power 10 with the most SP clash, and Clash can start with less than 25. That's really good for the sinking aspect. And Gregor, I actually think we like Gregor either Heishao. Another one with Rupture Poise, by the way. If this unit is killed in this counter this turn. Okay, what about Family Heir? What about Rupture and Charge? Okay, Priest. Maybe the Priest has a better universal skill for us. One ally with the lowest HP percentage heals 3 on hit mech. Yes, okay, so this is actually perfect for health restoration. Although I think this one is supposed to be a little bit better. Yeah, so this is 5 for winning a clash, but this is, I believe, 9? No. Yeah, 9. But for the lowest, this is for anyone, I believe. So we actually go with the general manager. And then we go for, I believe, Metal. Okay. So now we go for Metal standard package. Between Electric Screaming and Screw Loop Wallop, it's really dependent on what you want more and what you have up. I kind of like the idea of gaining offense and defense level ups, but of course the Screw Loop Wallop with, it's okay, right? This is my current lineup. For Hung Lu, we have a couple of options here. I like going for the Soda, right? Also heals. And of course, Dimensional Shredder for the charge. Not super important for the ones who are not going to be out, but for just in case they have to come out. Telepole. AEDD. Hysteria Inertia was... Asymmetrical Inertia was a possible one, but because it's more tremor focused, we're not gonna. Same with the bullet. This is our loadout for Heathcliff. For Ishmael, we have another option for a Zane, which again is good for sinking, which we would want to probably do. We would need to upgrade it though. Days Bygone is another good sinking one, which could help out. So we'd grab that. Of course, Blind Obsession, and our strongest and only HE. For Rodion, we would go for Incandescent Trial, Pursuance, and Rhyme Shanks, because those are better. Corrosive... Binding, I think the Hex Nail would be better. Bleed or Unique Bleed, but we're not going for that. But also, heal self and 2 others. So this could also heal 2. This could also heal 2. I think this is better, but this is another important one to note for healing. Sinclair, who's going to be dancing all over them. Cavernous Wailing, and I believe we give him his Hex Nail. Yeah. Otis, of course, Ebony Stem, and Dimension Shredder. Oh, yeah, we want, And for Gregor, the Lugerman, Solemn Lament, Garden of Thorns, which is a really good one in my opinion, and Days Bygone instead of his Lantern because, you know, I would have changed it to his AEDD, but, and then we go back, and then this is our charge. Oh, we can only have 10 tags, so our Rupture, Sinking, Poise, Charge, which would be for Mirror Dungeons, right? Bam. Super easy to do. It took me, what? Not 20 minutes. 20 minutes to do all this. I think it's good. I think it's fine. We have our heavy hitters, which would be Don Quixote, Rodian, and Hung Lu, with, of course, Metasalt. We have Sinclair as support. We have Yi Sang as support. And we have Ishmael as support. With, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? So, beep, 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 beep. Wait, beep, 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 beep. Yeah. Yeah. And then, of course, we have all our supports. We would have Faust and Roshu be the next ones to come in for supports in case things happen. Because if we lose a charge, if we lose a rupture or a poison one, I believe Faust can come in. No. It would have to be, yeah, if we lose a rupture unit, Faust comes in, and of course, synergizes with, Hung Lu. I think this would be a fun team to work with for the Mirror Dungeon. It'd be interesting at the very least. If you're not going for like if you want to go for like a super mixed one. But again, you'd be looking for probably, I think 1, 2, 3, 4. So charge would be a good one to go for any extras. Rupture's also really good for the rupture unit. Sinking's also really good, but since you'd mostly be relying on these 3, I'd argue you maybe have sinking as the lower ranked. And of course, poise is just always good no matter what. So, just my thoughts. And you know what? I think I will. Well, once I upgrade it, I will share this team loadout for anyone who would want to use it. I have to get everyone to max level first, but they're already tier 4. And of course, leveling up is the hardest part. But there you go. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little kind of view back into Limbus and my own thoughts and things. I want to thank you all for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, you know what to do. Much appreciate you do. Until next time, I just want to say, laters.